Hey everybody, it's Bolshi here, back with another Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous build video. If you like this build, make sure you like and subscribe. It will really help me grow the channel. The other day when I was working on that Demon Knight build that I released the other day, I realized that it was really strong in melee, but we could actually make it even stronger. If you want to ignore the spell casting and just focus on pure melee, we could use the Bloodrager as the primary class. The Bloodrager is an incredibly strong class that's available in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. It's basically like a barbarian with some spellcasting ability. There are a ton of items and Mythic Path and Mythic abilities that synergize really well with the Bloodrager. So any class that focuses on Bloodrager is going to be really strong. The Mythic Path you choose is a huge part of your character's story and development, and there's a bloodline that goes with just about every Mythic Path in the game. So if you wanted to play an Angel playthrough, you could choose the Celestial bloodline. If you wanted to be Lich, you could go Undead. If you wanted to do Trickster or Azada, there's the Fey bloodline. For this bloodline, we're going to be doing a Demon build, very similar to the Demon Knight. So without further ado, here it is, the Abyssal Fury. Alright, so let's jump right into the build here. Our first level, we are going to take Bloodrager, the Primalist archetype. Now the Bloodrager is basically a barbarian with some spellcasting ability. We choose a bloodline and we get abilities from that bloodline. Normally you don't get rage powers, but the Primalist archetype allows you to trade out some of your bloodline abilities for actual barbarian rage powers, which are incredibly strong. It's what this entire build is based around. So this is the best of both worlds. We're going to go half orc for this build because we're going to be using the orc double axe, and we get to use that without expending a feat here. Background, if you want to modify this build so that you get crane feats, you could go with the martial disciple. I'm not going to do that for this build, so you can be whatever you want. Our starting stat spread is 19 strength, 15 dexterity for 2 weapon fighting feats, and 14 charisma because this is our casting stat. You actually get a lot of skills. Orcs get a bonus skill per level, so you can choose whatever you want, but we do need Knowledge Arcana. Our first level feat is going to be 2 weapon fighting. For our bloodline, we're going to be choosing Abyssal for this particular build. I'm going to go on the Demon Path. If you were going to go Angel, there's Celestial. We've got Fey for Azada and Trickster builds. We've got Undead for Lich builds. This really has a lot of potential for customizing your character, making it fit whatever theme you're shooting for. But we're going to be going with Demon for this one. And we're also choosing Chaotic Evil just because your Demon playthrough is going to require you to do some evil stuff. Our second level is going to be in Primalist as well. Whatever skills you need, you don't get a whole lot here. We do get Uncanny Dodge, which is nice so that you don't lose your dexterity bonus when you're flat-footed, or when you would be caught flat-footed, rather. Third level is going to be Primalist. And we're going to be taking Double Slice here. Now this is going to add our full strength bonus to our offhand weapon, so pretty good source of damage down the line. Fourth level, going to Primalist, bump up your strength. All of our ability increases are going to be going into strength. Now here's where we get to use our Primalist archetype. We're going to change out our bloodlines. The fourth level bloodline for Abyssal is pretty good. It allows you to increase your size during Blood Rage, but 2 rage powers is just so much better. We're going to take Animal Fury to get an extra bite attack, and we're going to take Lethal Stance. If you don't have a bard, you should definitely take Lethal Stance. It gives you a +1 to hit, and this increases by 1 for every 4 levels in Primalist that we have. So right now we get a +2 bonus to hit. If you have a bard, this doesn't stack with the song, so you might want to take Reckless Stance, but Lethal Stance is a good choice. Our spells, I'm going to go Enlarge and Shield. We're going to try and stay enlarged pretty much all the time, and Shield is a great personal buff. 5th level, Primalist again. Our feat at 5th level is going to be Outflank. Your other full BAB classes are going to be able to pick up Outflank at this point too, so that's great to have for your melee. If there are good spells, I'll name them, but after you don't get that much spell casting. So once you get your good spells, I'm just going to click through the spells. Now, like the Demon Knight build, the class leveling is kind of dependent on what you choose for your mythic abilities. So for our mythic rank 1, which you should get at about level 5, give or take, we're going to choose Close to the Abyss for our first ascension. This gives us an extra melee attack, immunity to poison on second mythic rank, and it also just really fits with the build. Our first mythic ability is going to be Secondary Bloodrager Bloodline, and I'm going to go with Draconic Red. Now, you can choose whatever Draconic you want. We're not really going to be doing any spell casting for damage with this build, but this will allow us to get into Dragon Disciple. Okay, back to our leveling. Now we can get into Dragon Disciple, which we will do. Choose whatever feats you want. With 2 bloodlines, you get a ton of bonus feats. So they're not like, game-changing, but they're pretty nice. I'm going to take Intimidating Prowess here. We're going to get Power Attack next level from our next bloodline feat. So for level 7, we're going to take our second level in Dragon Disciple. Now, at this point in the game, you need to have a Dexterity +2 belt. They're pretty easy to find, and you need to have it on when you take this level, because we're going to take Improved 2-Weapon Fighting, which normally has a prerequisite of 17 Dexterity, and right now I've got a +4 belt on, so I can get that feat. We're going to be improving our Bloodrager spellcasting with Dragon Disciple levels now. And at this level, we're going to take Power Attack. That's a bonus bloodline feat. These don't really matter too much. Okay, level 8 is going to be our third level in Dragon Disciple. You can see our strength is really getting up there with the Dragon Disciple buffs. Whatever skills. Mirror Image and False Life are what I go with on these level 2 spells. Mirror Image especially really improves your survivability. Level 9 is going to be 4 levels of Dragon Disciple. It's our last level in Dragon Disciple. We're going to be taking, actually this is kind of a special one. We're going to go to our bonus feats and take Cleave, and then go back to our regular feats, and we should be able to get Cleaving Finish. It's kind of finicky. I think I have to switch back and forth. There it goes. Yeah, I guess you have to turn it off, turn it back on, and then come back. But anyway, we get Cleaving Finish, which is really nice. Every time you kill something, you get an extra kind of attack of opportunity. And the way this should work with double weapons is that you get your regular strength bonus for your melee attacks because they're treated as light weapons. But when you get attacks like this, like attacks of opportunity or Cleaving Finish, you're supposed to be able to add your strength bonus as if you're wielding the weapon in 2 hands. I don't think that's been implemented correctly yet, but I think they're going to fix that. Which makes things like this, feats like Cleaving Finish and Outflank, really strong for a double weapon build. Protection from arrows is a decent self buff. Level 10, we're going to go back into Primalist, and we're going to go all 12 levels of Primalist now. Or rather, we're going to get to level 12 Primalist. We keep getting these bonus feats. For this one, I think I'm going to take Toughness. Like I said, they're not incredible game-changing feats, but they do add up, and they really improve your survivability over time. Spells don't really matter. We already got the good ones. Keep going Primalist. Get your feats out of the way. Level 11, we're going to be taking Improved Critical with our double axe here. Now, you actually don't get Rage with this build, or if you do, you get it so late in the game. Rage is pretty good for us. It stacks with our regular Bloodrager Rage, so it's a nice little buff. And I would also take Greater Magic Weapon in the beginning. Hopefully somebody else is hasting you. If you don't have a haste in the party, definitely pick up haste, but these are 2 pretty solid buffs for melee. Next level is level 8 Primalist. Get our skills out of the way. And here we're going to change our bloodline for 2 rage powers again. Bonus feats first though. Let's go with Improved Initiative here. Now this one's important. We're going to go Lesser Beast Totem. This doesn't give us anything. We're not going to use claws. Regular Beast Totem gives us natural armor. At this point, let's see, we're level 8, so that's going to give us +3 AC, which is pretty nice. But then when we hit level 10, we actually get something really good. So here we'll choose Haste. Level 13 is going to be in Primalist again. We get another feat. Here we're going to take Greater 2-Weapon Fighting and Great Fortitude for our bonus Bloodline feat. We're getting 2 Bloodlines, and for some reason, well, not for some reason, because the Dragon and the Abyssal Bloodlines are kind of like off sync, we get a lot of feats. Almost one every level. Spells don't really matter. I guess you could take Eagle Splendor for your Charisma if you want. Hopefully somebody else is buffing your strength. Okay, next level is level 10, Primalist. And here, False Life is a nice self-buff. Give us some temporary HP. You can only cast this on yourself. And then Stone Skin is good as well. Now, it says thumbs down because normally your Bloodline would give you this for free, but we're not going to get high enough in our level to get that spell, so we definitely want to take that. Okay, level 15 is going to be Primalist. Our feat is going to be Extra Rage Power, Greater Beast Totem, and this is what gives us pounds. So now when we charge, we can make a full attack. At the end of the game, this guy gets 11 attacks per round. 8 with weapons and 3 natural attacks. So he gets to get all 11 of those attacks, which is pretty nice. You start flying around the battlefield and really doing some damage. Take Blind Fight for our bonus feat. These spells don't matter too much. We also get Greater Blood Rage here. So this increases our attack and damage bonuses and our will saves by 1. Very solid level here. And we're going to take, this is going to be our last level in Primalist. And here we're actually going to retain our Bloodline because the level 12 Bloodlines, for whatever Bloodline you choose, are actually really solid. So for us, well, let's take Sunder Armor for bonus feat. Get these out of the way. Whatever. Oh, you know what? Protection from Energy is a pretty good buff for yourself. So for us, this increases our attack and damage bonus from Blood Rage by 1, but it also increases the AC penalty by 2. That sounds bad, but this level 12 in Primalist also gave us Wings, which gives us +3 AC, and it also gives us an extra bonus to Lethal Stance and Beast Totem, Beast Totem. So all in all, we get, this AC penalty gets more than balanced out. So it's a pretty good level overall. Level 16 is going to be Mutation Warrior. We're going to try and bump our strength up as high as possible, so we want to get a mutagen, but we're also getting a lot of bonus feats here, which is pretty nice. Our feats are going to be, scroll down just a little bit here. Now we're going to take Weapon Focus. Where'd it go? Weapon Focus, Orc Double Axe. Gives us +1 to hit, also opens up some of our next feats here. We're going to take Dazzling Display. Our next level is going to be Mutation Warrior again. Get your skills out of the way. We get another bonus combat feat, so we are going to take Shatter Defenses. This is going to, at this point in the game, I held off on this feat. It's a very solid feat. Hopefully there's somebody in your group who's casting Frightful Aspect and things, or maybe Dirge of Doom, and you've got your enemies shaken. This feat allows you to attack flat-footed AC when you attack a shaken or frightened opponent. This is really good if you happen to choose the Undead Bloodline, because that's all about fearing things. But anyway, good for us too. Not really terribly important because we don't have sneak attack damage, and we're also just naturally very accurate, high BAB, a lot of bonuses to hit, but it is a good feat. Level 19 is going to be our third level of Mutation Warrior. Our feat here is going to be Hammer the Gap. Now, with this one, for every consecutive hit, you get a stacking damage buff. So if you do 11 attacks, you get +1 to the first attack, +2 to the second, +3, yada, 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 all the way up to 11. So what is that? That's 12 times 5.5. It's like 66 extra damage you can get if you land all your attacks on the same target. Pretty good. The more attacks per round you have, the better this is, by the way. And our last level, oh, we also got our mutagen there. So we get +4 to strength and some natural armor there. Level 20, take your last point in strength. Get your skills out of the way. You've got a bonus combat feat. This is our 4th level in fighter, so we do qualify for weapon specialization. All right, our Mythic Path. I'm going to fly through this. Our first Mythic feat is going to be 2-weapon fighting. You get +2 to hit, basically. For this particular build, we're going to go Demon for our Mythic 3 rank choice. And our first ability here is going to be, rather our second Mythic ability is going to be Limitless Rage. Don't forget we chose second Bloodline for the first one. Our next Mythic feat is going to be Power Attack. And our first demonic aspect, this one's really good, is the Shear. This gives us a bonus to attack rolls. And during demonic rage, we also get, when we do a charge attack, we increase the weapon damage dice by 2, and we get an additional 1.5 times our strength bonus. So we've got a ton of strength, and this adds a lot of damage to our abilities. Mythic rank 5, we're going to be going with, at this point in the game, I think we're about level 14 or 15 when we get this. I don't remember exactly, but now we're going to be pouncing. So we want to get this Mythic charge. This is going to give us a d6 of damage per Mythic rank. So right now, 5d6, and this is applied to every one of your attacks made during a pounce. So if we have 11 attacks, this is going to be 11 times 5d6, 55d6. It's a crazy amount of damage, extra damage per round. This is also divine damage, which is not, there's no damage reduction for divine damage. Next ability is probably Incubus there, aspect. Mythic rank 6, we're going to be choosing Improved Critical Double Axe. Now, this doesn't have a good crit range to start with, so this isn't a crazy damage increase, but it's nice to have, and you get to see some big numbers. Going to go with the Babao for the next. All right, Mythic rank 7, we are going to be going with, I'm going to choose Last Stand here, just because with orcs they have the Ferocity feat, and they stay alive when their health drops really low, so they're much more likely to die, and this helps with that. This is where the beta ends, so this is as far as I'm going to take the Mythic Path guide for this point. But I would take the aspect of Vivacia, gives us some passive strength, and the Balor give us some passive constitution, and then the Succubus is nice here. We get immunity to compulsion and fear effects while we're raging, which is really strong. I think all allies do too. So this is basically like Holy Aura or Unholy Aura. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our gear here. Now, all of this gear is available either through drops or vendors in the game. And there was actually some stuff that I wish I'd bought while I was leveling up that I don't have access to right here. I think there's a better double axe than this. But in any case, we've got Demonic Resentment, bonuses to Rage, Call to Violence, bonuses to Rage, some competence to two-handed attacks. Hopefully that works with our two-handed weapon there. Ring of Nahindran Courage, Bracers of Heavy Hand, extra damage while dual wielding. That will apply for us. This is a Bloodrager unique. Gives you fast healing 5 while you're raging. Chainmail of Spiteful Barbs. I don't know why I have this on. We're not going to use this at all. You know, basic stuff. Dexterity and Strength +4 morale bonus while charging. Intimidation Gloves. This doesn't work, but I just like it. It would be awesome if it did work. Add your athletics bonus to damage rolls on a charge. Our athletics is maxed, so that would be a lot of extra damage, but unfortunately, it doesn't work. That's about it. You can see not quite as crazy as the Demon Knight, because the bloodline for the Demon Knight actually buffs strength, but you know, these stats are pretty insane here. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this build in action. Now, I should point out that Demonic Rage and Bloodrager Rage do not stack, so you got to make sure you turn this off. Otherwise, when you activate your Demonic Rage, this gets canceled and you get fatigued. And that's not good, because you can't charge when you're fatigued. So here we go, let's get a charge off on this person here. This is where our real damage comes from. Okay, I didn't even see what happened to that person. But that's one round of attacks there. That's one round of attacks. So we'll take a look at exactly what happened there in a minute. Oh, I should have got another charge off. But you know, things die pretty quick. Oh, this guy's running from me. There we go. Not a lot of crits. It's a low crit weapon. But if we take a look, I think I got one in the beginning. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, when that first attack of charge crits, it's pretty insane damage there. That's just one attack. Let's see. You also have to add in the divine damage from the charge. So that also gets multiplied by your crit multiplier. So here we did an extra 108 damage on that one attack with just the divine, what do you call it? Mythic charge ability. But you can see the damage is definitely there. All right, that's the build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.